I am 76 years old. Sitting at the kitchen table, I look at a chair that used to be dragged around by children, noisy beyond reason, and now it doesn't move at all. Suddenly I realized how quiet life can become when you wait too long. I don't know how much time I have left. I'm not saying this for sympathy. At this age, it's simply a fact you come to accept. You stop comforting yourself with words like later or someday. Some things, if you don't say them now, you may never get the chance to say. This is one of them. I regret not spending more time with my children. That sentence sounds ordinary, even a little like something elderly people are expected to say. But I didn't truly understand its weight until everything was already beyond repair. Life moves slowly now. I wake up very early, even when I have nothing to do. The doctor tells me to drink less coffee, but I still make a cup, then sit and look out the window, sometimes checking my phone even though I know it probably won't ring. These days, I think a lot about time, not in a philosophical way, just in a very real one. Time keeps moving forward and doesn't care what your intentions were. When I was younger, I never thought about any of this. I thought about responsibility, about stability, about doing what I believed a good parent was supposed to do. I had children early, a son and a daughter. Back then, they followed me everywhere, tugging at my pant leg, asking me to look at their drawings, at a bug they found, at a cloud shaped like something only they could see. I remember being tired all the time. I also remember the phrase I said most often, wait a minute. I didn't know that wait a minute would slowly become a habit. I work long hours, not because I love my job, but because that was how you supported a family. I told myself I was doing it for them. In a way, I was. We never lacked food or shelter. They had what they needed. I treated that like proof of love, and I thought it was enough. When I came home at night, all I wanted was to sit down and let my mind go blank. The kids would talk to me about their day. I listened, but not the way I should have. I nodded, answered briefly, said, we'll talk later. Most of the time, later never came. Weekends were supposed to make up for it. Sometimes I showed up, school events, activities, but even then my mind was somewhere else. I was thinking about Monday, about money, about things around the house that needed fixing. I thought being present meant doing a few important things. I didn't understand that what mattered was whether I had actually given them my attention. I remember my son, when he was 10, asking me to help him build a model airplane. We sat at the table with glue and instructions spread out. Halfway through, my phone rang. It was work. I went into another room to take the call, and it dragged on longer than it should have. When I came back, he had already put the model away and said he was tired. That airplane was never finished, and he never asked me again. At the time, I didn't think much of it. My daughter used to talk endlessly, telling me everything about school and her friends. I often told her to hurry up, to get to the point. I thought I was teaching her how to express herself. What I was really teaching her was how to stay quiet. There were no big arguments, no dramatic moments, just a slow, quiet drifting apart that felt completely normal while it was happening. That's the most dangerous part. I always believed there would be plenty of time. Childhood felt long. I assumed I could make up for things later. I didn't realize that later is not something you can rely on. When my children became teenagers, they stopped reaching for me as much. I told myself that was normal, that it was independence. I didn't notice that this independence had started as adaptation. They learned not to wait for me. By the time they were adults, they had their own lives, jobs, relationships, responsibilities. I was proud of them. I still am. But I noticed something that hurt. They didn't come to me the way I thought they would. Phone calls were short. Visits felt polite, loving but careful. There was a distance between us that I didn't know how to close. Later, I tried harder. I asked more questions, invited them over more often. But it felt like trying to build something after the most important years had already passed. Some foundations can't be laid once time has moved on. The turning point didn't come with drama, it came quietly. I got sick in my late 60s, not terribly, but enough to scare me. I spent a few days in the hospital. My children came to see me. They were kind and attentive, but I could see it in their eyes. They were visitors, not dependents. They didn't lean on me. They didn't need me the way I once assumed they would. Later, my wife passed away, and the house became painfully quiet. That's when regret truly settled in, not as panic, but as a constant presence. Empty rooms, old photos, drawers full of things no one would ever need again. I told my children that I wished I had spent more time with them when they were young. They said they understood. I believe they meant it. But understanding doesn't bring time back. Some moments happen only once, and once they're gone forever. I love my children deeply. That never changed. But love expressed too late becomes something else. It turns into a quiet ache instead of shared memories. Now I sit here and think about how full my calendar once was. Meetings, deadlines, responsibilities. At the time, all of it felt urgent and necessary. None of it is sitting with me at this table now. If you're listening and you still have children around you, or people who reach for you and wait for you, I don't want to tell you what to do. I only want to share something I understood far too late. The days feel long while you're living them, but looking back, the years are frighteningly short. What you delay isn't just time, it's connection. And once that connection cools, it's very hard to bring back. If these words mean something to you, you don't have to change anything right away. Just carry them with you. As for me, I'll keep sitting at this table, answering the phone when it rings, loving my children in the only way I know how now. But one truth will stay with me until the end. I waited too long, and time never turns back.